The league would not be okay with a white player saying effing black girl.
Did she really just say that on live TV? The cameras had already cut to commercial when the clip exploded on social media. Brittney Griner, fresh off fouling out, strolled past the scorer's table, lips moving just enough for sharp-eyed viewers to lip-read two brutal fragments, trash and you girl. Within minutes, hashtags flashed hotter than a courtside flashbulb. Hashtag say her name, hashtag trash talk or hate speech, hashtag stand with. The WNBA's official feed, dead silent.
We have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing. Is the WNBA okay with one of its players saying white girl on the bench and getting caught by TV cameras saying such? I guess they are. I guess they're okay with it. Obviously, the league would very much not be okay with a white player saying black girl on the bench in anger and getting caught by TV cameras. That would be an immediate suspension, if not a career ender for said white girl.
And that silence felt louder than any arena boo. Fans demanded answers, pundits demanded penalties, and conspiracy theorists dusted off every rumor they'd ever heard about Griner. If the league thought the Caitlyn Clark spotlight was bright before, that light just snapped to blinding. But rewind 30 seconds, because the fallout only makes sense when you see how the spark was struck. The viral clip that lit the fuse. Fourth quarter, Fever up 2. Griner hacks Clark on a fast break. Whistle, sixth foul. She's done for the night. As she heads to the bench, broadcast cameras linger. That's when slow-motion replays catch her mouth forming. Trash, so audio is MIA.
Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlyn Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant. I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittney Griner says, white girl.
But lip readers from TikTok to ESPN freeze-framed, zoomed in, and reached the same verdict. Racial slur. Even former NCAA swimmer Riley Gaines reposted the footage, adding, "Imagine if Clark had flipped the script." The league's immediate response? Crickets. No statement, no investigation, no fine. Nothing but a growing roar from fans who'd watched the Fever crowd get probed just weeks earlier over a rumor that proved false. And that apparent double standard is what really poured gasoline on the fire.
She has been abused repeatedly. We have shown you videos just getting elbowed, getting crushed, inbound passes where they ram into her, just absolutely abused. And there clearly is a racial element to it.
Brittney Griner, who I can't stand, sad that she's a Baylor grad.
Yeah,
she called her a trash expletive white girl. That was the lip reading. Yes, trash white girl. Trash blanking white girl is what she says.
The double standard debate. Turn the roles around. Every analyst from Skip Bayless to Shannon Sharp ran the hypothetical. If a white rookie spat, trash B, girl, at Griner on national TV, would there even be a debate? Bayless claimed such a player would be career canceled by lunchtime.
She's the Rookie of the Year. She's fourth in the league in MVP voting.
Caitlyn Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever.
Caitlyn Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
Caitlyn Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
The comparison struck a nerve. It wasn't just about one insult. It was about consistency. The WNBA had fined and suspended players for anti-Asian and anti-LGBTQ remarks in the past. So, why the radio silence now? League insiders whispered that execs feared legitimizing a story built on lip reading, not audio. Yet, every hour of silence invited 10,000 more angry tweets. Fox News grabbed the headline. Progressive outlets tried to ignore it. Fans of every stripe kept replaying the clip. If perception is reality online, the disreality was spiraling.
But it is completely possible that fucking white girl was about Caitlyn Clark's popularity, about her stature, about her impact on the entire league.
That perception battle got uglier the moment old wounds resurfaced. Clark, the target and the rating magnet. Caitlyn Clark wasn't even jawing back. She just kept hooping. That's the part that infuriates many viewers.
The noise that's coming.
I don't appreciate the new fans that sit there and yell racial slurs
at myself, my teammates, and the people that I play against. Because those might be opponents, but those are friends too. You know, they don't deserve that. So I don't appreciate the new fans. I think it's okay to do that.
Let's see an investigation into reverse racism that's going on across the league also. Griner referring quite clearly, I believe, to Caitlyn Clark and a white referee as, quote, trash ass white girls. If you are a straight white woman in the WNBA, there is no way that you feel completely safe.
They see a rookie who leads SportsCenter nightly but takes elbows, hip checks, and now verbal venom without relief. Her entrance into the league sparked a record 22 nationally televised games, topping 1 million viewers.
WNBA without Caitlyn Clark remains an attraction that not many people want to watch. Without Caitlyn Clark,
is going to massively affect the WNBA.
Caitlyn Clark is the closest thing that they have to quality play. the Caitlyn Clark effect is very real. She is the most valuable player in the league.
Ranking it. She accused the Indiana Fever fan base of being racist. They investigated it. They said those accusations were false. The least that she could do is apologize to our great state and the fans that show up at these games and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Obviously, she's not going to do that. But also, Dan, why isn't the Indiana Fever apologizing to their own fan base for putting them through that, for going through those types of accusations?
He stated in part, obviously, the league would not be okay with a white player saying effing black girl on the bench in anger.
19 of them featuring the Fever. Ticket demand ballooned, merch sales spiked, TV execs called it the Caitlyn effect. Yet every hard foul, and now every slur risked alienating those same newbies. One ESPN poll showed 46% of first-time WNBA viewers were disturbed by the lack of league response within 48 hours of the clip going viral. And if that wasn't powder keg enough, an old conspiracy theory roared back from the dead. The Griner biology rumor returns. The darker corners of X dusted off a rumor dating back to 2013. Griner is secretly male. This time, they pointed to a topless Instagram clip.
That this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination of like AI detection and plus manual surveyors, but specifically the AI detection to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this and it stayed up for 106 weeks, was not like, oh, this is a bare female chest, we have to take this down. It obviously assumed that Brittney was male.
As proof. The implication, the algorithm saw a male torso. The claim has been debunked for years. PolitiFact flat out ruled, no, Brittney Griner is not a man. Still, truth rarely beats virality. Threads comparing voice pitch, wingspan, and locker room whispers racked up millions of views. WNBA veterans dismissed it as bigotry. Casual fans wondered why the league never issues a simple fact sheet. Every unanswered rumor stacked on top of the trash W. Girl silence, making the organization look allergic to transparency. And then people remembered another Griner headline, one that involved geopolitics, not basketball. The Russia trade and the Merchant of Death silent, driving more rage clicks. Insiders say the league considered a $5,000 fine for unsportsmanlike language, but feared it would look like tacit admission the slur was real. Others argued for a third-party phonetics expert to analyze the clip. Nothing happened yet, and every non-decision felt like another elbow to Clark's fanbase. Which brings us to the heart of the debate. Is this trash talk or hate talk? And does intent even matter when perception has already convicted? Trash talk versus hate speech. The slippery slope. Basketball has always run on smack talk. Kevin Garnett once told opponents their favorite cereal would kill them. Diana Taurasi dropped a "kiss my" in a finals huddle, but race flips the calculus. The NBA suspended ex-Miami forward Myers Leonard a week for an anti-Semitic slur. Audio clearly caught it. Here, audio is absent, but lip-reading consensus is near universal. Legal experts warn that appeared to say leaves wiggle room. PR experts counter that in the internet era, perception, litigation. Sponsors don't sue, they just leave. The league's next move will set the precedent for every future hot mic moment. And hovering over all of it is the one player that you simply cannot afford to lose. The Caitlyn Clark effect in numbers. 22 of 23 top-rated games in the past 2 seasons starred Clark. Attendance jumped 56% for Fever Road games in 2024 and is on pace for another 40% bump in 2025. Merch sales. Her jersey outsells the next 3 combined, per Fanatics data shared on draft night. Social reach. Clark adds roughly 12,000 Instagram followers per day. League average per player is 400. Remove that gravitational pull and network execs whisper about single-digit ratings, numbers unseen since the league's 2018 nadir. So the question is stark. Can the WNBA protect its meal ticket without alienating veterans or compromising fairness? Right now, they're 0-4-2. And the clock is ticking because the controversy just gave birth to a bigger conversation. Is the safe for white players? It sounds inflammatory, yet it's the question flooding message boards. Clips of rough fouls on Clark loop alongside Griner's lip-read slur. When rookie Paige Buchers got decked in a preseason game, commenters shouted, "Here we go again." The narrative. If you're a white star, brace for elbows and epithets. Is that fair? Statistics don't prove racial targeting. Basketball is physical, but optics and a lack of swift punishment feed the idea. ESPN's Ramona Shelburne reported several agents advised clients to reconsider the W unless officiating and discipline improve. That perception might scare away the next Clark-level talent, and the league knows it. What a real response could look like. Independent audio forensics. Hire sworn experts to analyze the clip and publish a pass-fail verdict. Automatic review rule. Any incident that trends in the top 10 on X triggers a 48-hour league review with public report. Escalating penalties. First offense, fine. Second, multi-game suspension. Third, season ban. Fan communication. Weekly live Q&A with the head of basketball ops to rebuild trust. Educational sessions. Mandatory bias training, similar to the NBA's 2021 program after Myers-Leonard slur. Sources inside League HQ say version 1.0 of this plan will hit the Board of Governors before the All-Star break. Whether it's adopted intact is another story. But even the perfect blueprint can't erase the rumor mill, so the league also has to tackle misinformation head-on. Debunking the Griner is male conspiracy. Let's be crystal clear. Multiple independent fact-checkers have found zero evidence that Brittney Griner is biologically male. PolitiFact labeled a claim "pants on fire" back in 2022. Griner's childhood photos, medical records for 2012 ankle surgery, and 2015 ESPN body issue shoot all confirm she is female. The topless IG story? Instagram's AI can mistag athletic female torsos. Ask any bodybuilder. There is no league cover-up, no forged birth certificate, no secret transition. The rumor persists because it weaponizes ambiguity, bigotry, and clickbait economics. Why address it here? Because leaving any rumor unanswered lets it swell. Transparency kills conspiracies. The WNBA can't police every comment thread, but an FAQ page linking verified documents would go a long way toward draining that swamp. And once myths are off the table, only real basketball questions remain. Where does this leave Brittney Griner? Griner's resume is Hall of Fame. 2 titles, 3 Olympic golds, 8 All-Star nods. She's also carried personal baggage, arrest in Russia, anthem protests, now a potential hate speech scandal. Teammates swear by her leadership. Opponents respect her game. But legacy calcifies under controversy. If the league confirms the slur, she faces fines, perhaps suspension and long-term brand damage. If audio analysis clears her, she'll still wear the stain of assumption. Either way, the incident turned her from comeback story to flashpoint figure again. And if Griner's legacy is in flux, the league's is hanging by a thinner thread, the business of fairness. Sports survive on the perception of a level playing field. Tim Donaghy nearly crippled NBA trust in 2007. MLB's steroid era still scars. The WNBA stands at its own credibility crossroads. Clark brought millions of new eyes, but those eyes are ruthless. They'll change channels if authenticity feels staged. Sponsors? Even quicker to flee. One exec told Forbes a single quarter-point ratings dip could wipe $15 million off ad commitments. Fix the problem, and the league converts casuals into diehards. Ignore it, and the Caitlyn Clark boom could bust before year-end. It's really that binary, which is why the next weeks will decide the story sports writers tell a decade from now. Call it clean or call it quits. Basketball's beauty lies in unscripted drama, buzzer beaters, ankle breakers, underdogs. But when off-court chaos becomes the drama, the sport rots from the inside. The WNBA doesn't need another hashtag campaign. It needs action, real investigations, transparent penalties, fearless myth-busting. Because if Caitlyn Clark turns her back, or her fans do, the league's record viewership could vanish like smoke after a blown whistle. So, I'm tossing it to you. Was Griner's comment an ugly slur or misunderstood trash talk? Is the league guilty of double standards or just paralyzed by social media quicksand? And what should the punishment or apology look like? Drop your verdict below with I stand with CC if you think the league owes its rookie star better protection, or let the tape speak if you're holding out for forensic proof. Either way, stay locked in. The next press release might reshape women's basketball forever. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the fallout, because the story isn't over until the league blows the final whistle.